Hello dear students, in this class let us go through nature of management. So management, when it comes to management, so this concept is as old as civilization. In the earliest cases, so organizations used to frame their own set of rules and regulations. But over a period of time, this particular subject, management, has developed into a dynamic subject. So in order to decide that, we need to study some of the nature, some of the special characteristics of a management. So in order to know that, so we have to, or one question needed to be answered, or one question needed to be addressed, that is whether management is an art or science, or both. Okay, so whether management is an art or science or both. So in order to decide, we need to compare the characteristics of management with the characteristics of science and art. So in order to answer this, so we have to go through a comparison of how far the characteristics of management are going to match the characteristics of art, and the characteristics of management with characteristics of science. Okay, so if the characteristics of management are going to satisfy or match the characteristics of any other concepts like art or science, so we can say easily it is an art, or we can say easily it is a science. So let us go in detail. So let us discuss management as an art. So in order to decide whether management is an art or not, so we have to compare the characteristics of art with the characteristics of management. So the very first characteristics, so just let me go through one by one. So existence of theoretical knowledge. Existence of theoretical knowledge. Existence of theoretical knowledge. So existence of theoretical knowledge. You take any form of art, so whether it is singing, whether it is dance, whether it is painting, or any form of dances. So every art has some literature. So in order to be an artist, you presupposes to learn the theories of that particular area, whether it is whatever the form of art, whether it is a dancing form or singing form or painting. So every art has some literature. So in order to be expert at that, so we need to learn some theory knowledge. We are supposed to have some theoretical knowledge. That is one feature. So when it comes to the other one, that is personalized application. Personalized application. Personalized application. So personalized application in the sense, you take any form of art, it is vary from one individual to another. Means it depends on how skillfully you are going to apply it based on application. You take a dance, two dancers of the same form. You take Bharatanatyam. So you cannot expect both to act in the same manner. So they are going. It is up to their efficiency. It is up to their skill how exceptionally well they are going to apply. So the result will be according to their skills. Okay. So that is what a personalized application. You cannot expect the same result from every individual. It varies from one individual to another individual. So that is the personalized application. And then based on practice and experimentation, based on practice and creativity, based on practice and creativity. So any form of art, whether it is singing, dancing or painting, so that is based on practice. How well you are going to practice, so as a result of that you can get a good result, and you always need to imagine well, and you always need to think. You are always supposed to think well, and as a result of that, you can get a good name. Okay. So now whether the characteristics of management are going to match these characteristics of art. So we have to see that if it is yes, then we can absolutely call the management as an art. Okay, the very first thing, let us compare with the first one, existence of theoretical knowledge. So in case of management also, so there is a literature on management. Over a period of time, so many social thinkers or management thinkers have propounded their own set of principles. Okay, maybe F.W. Taylor, maybe Henry Fayol, maybe some other management thinkers. They have developed their own kind of principles. So that is why we can say. So it is going to match the first feature of art. And then when it comes to personalized application, so as like art, management is also related to personalized application. Okay, so being a manager, if you are having the theoretical knowledge, that is not sufficient. It is up to you, and depending upon situation, how well you are going to use. So the result depends on that one. Okay, so even though every manager uses same principles, but the result depends on how well you are going to use. So take an example of a teacher. Okay, teacher, how he is going to punish a student. If suppose a student caught in an examination, he is cheating and he caught in an examination. So one teacher may just slap him, and another teacher may go for the next option, that is counseling him. He has to be penalized, but one teacher opt for punishing him, the other teacher may opt to counseling why we should not do that. So that is how. So it depends on individual. Personally, how well you are going to use, it depends on that. So we can say management is going to satisfy the second characteristics also. Okay, that is about creativity. So management is also based on practice and creativity. So when it comes to creativity, what is creativity? It is nothing but, so you take any particular product or any particular thing. So creativity is nothing but how in which different manner we can use the same product than what is it actually meant for. For example, you take a chalk. So what we can do, what is exactly it is meant for? It is meant for writing on a blackboard. But what else I can do with this? So that is what creativity. So in the same manner, in case of management also, in spite of the theoretical knowledge, it depends on how routinely you are going to face the problems, and how well you are going to apply the theory based on the situations. Okay, it depends on that. So the more and more you are going to solve the problem, the more and more you are going to face the problems, in a very well manner you can solve the problems. And it is up to your creativity. But you cannot expect every manager to solve the problem in the same way, because it is not a doctor prescription. Okay, so you supposed to have the theoretical knowledge, and you supposed to use that depending upon the situation. That is why, so we can call a management as an art, because it is also going to satisfy the features of art. Okay, there in a management also there are some principles. So it is also having theoretical knowledge, it is also required, and personalized application. Obviously, it depends on individual practice and creativity. Obviously, it depends on, it is up to the manager's creativity level, and it is practice. Okay, that is why, so we can call management as an art. Okay, whether management is science or not. So again, let us go through in detail, study this one as management as science. Management as science. Okay, so again same thing. So we need to discuss how far the characteristics of management is going to match the characteristics of science. So the very first thing, systematize the body of knowledge. Systematized systematized body of knowledge. Okay, systematized body of knowledge. So you take science. So always science is treated as systematized body of knowledge, because always it is based on some principles. Always science based on principles. Okay, so that is why we are going to call it as systematized. Science is a systematized body of knowledge. Then principles are based on the principles. The principles are based. The principles are based on experimentation. Experimentation. Principles are based on experimentation, and all principles are universally applied. Universally applied, universally applicable, we can say. Universal validity is there. So just let me go through in detail. Systematized body of knowledge. So as I told, science is a systematized. Science is treated as systematized body of knowledge, because the principles of science are always, the science is based on principles. There is always a cause and effect relationship. You take an example of in the example of apple falling from a tree towards ground. So there is a law. There is a law of gravity. Okay. So because of that cause and effect relationship, so it works. In the same manner, in case of management also, so there is a cause and effect relationship. Okay. So management is also a systematized body of knowledge, because there are so many principles. There are so many principles like division of work and all. Okay. So you take an example of if you are going to offer more salary, the employees are going to work with satisfaction. The cause is you are providing more salary. The effect is they are responding well. If you are not providing them good facilities and handsome salary, they are not going to work with a commitment, because there is a cause and effect relationship. So like the science, in case of theory, in case of management also, so there are some principles, and that principles are also developed as a result of cause and effect relationship. So it suits. Then second one, principles are based on experimentation. In case of science, you take any law, okay, whether it is Newton's law or any other laws. So all the principles are based on, all the principles are developed as a result of experimentation. But in case of management, principles are not based on, not propounded on the experimentation. So they are just propounded on the basis of repeated experimentation. Sorry, repeated experience as a result of observation and experience of managers. So they have faced some problems, and they have found some standardized way to solve the problem. So they have written as a principles. They have made it as a principles. So as like science, the principles of management are not based on experimentation, but these are based on experiences and observations of managers. Okay, so you cannot expect the same result every time. In case of science, under controlled conditions, every time you are going to get the same result, same output, without any deviation. Single decimal deviations also won't be. Okay, you go for the experimentation anywhere, under controlled conditions you can get the same result. But you cannot expect the same result in case of management, because the concept as management is going to deal with human beings or human behaviors. So it is not possible to predict accurately. The human behavior cannot be predicted accurately. So that it is not going to match that extent. To some extent it is going to match, but not exactly. Okay. So it is also developed principles, but that principles are developed as a result of observation and experimentations. So then third one, universally applicable or universally applied or universal validity. We can even call it as universal validity. Means everywhere science will give the same results. As I told, everywhere scientific principles are applied, and they are going to give same results under control conditions. But in case of management principles, you cannot expect the result to be same. So there is always variation, because management principles are not doctor prescriptions. Okay, doctor prescription means if a particular disease is there, so they are going to give a particular prescription every time. That is followed. That will be followed. But in case of science or whatever scientific principles are there, so we supposed to use on the basis of, on the light of that, in the light of that principles, we supposed to deal according to the situation. We cannot expect you cannot expect the problem to be same every time. Okay, the problems are going to appear in a different ways. So you supposed to solve in a different manner depending upon situation. You supposed to able yourself to develop yourself. You supposed to develop yourself to solve the problem on in the light of that management principles. So it is not applied. Of course, it is also applied everywhere, but you cannot expect the same result everywhere. So that is why we usually call management is inexact science, because it is not going to match the principles, it is not going to match the characteristic science exactly. So some of the, in case of some of the characteristics, it is going to match, it is going to satisfy, but in some of the cases, it is not possible to match exactly. So management is called as inexact science, not exact science, not pure science. Okay, so that is about management as science. So what is the conclusion then? So in this present class, we have discussed so management whether it is art or not. Okay, so we have compared the characteristics of art with characteristics of management, and obviously it is going to satisfy. So that is why management is going to be called as art. And even majority of the science features also match with the features of management. So we can even call the management as science. Okay, but not mutually exclusive, but complement to each other. Okay, these are management as an art and management as science. They are not mutually exclusive, but complement to each other. So the conclusion, what is the conclusion then? The conclusion is, as I told, one question needed to be addressed, and I tried to address that question, that is management is an art as well as science. Okay, management is both, because it has some features, it is going to satisfy some features of art, it is going to satisfy the features of science also. So the conclusion is management is an art as well as science. Okay, so that's it about today's class. So meet you in the next class. Till then, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you.